Welcome, everyone, to another wonderful upload. Today's movie has a guy we've seen everywhere. A guy who couldn't outsmoke Willie Nelson. A guy who has a personal blunt roller as an actual job. And a legendary rapping career. If you're too dumb to catch any of these hints, I'm just gonna tell you about Snoop D-O-double-G. This man's been doing everything, including making and acting in movies like today's film Bones. Now guys, I'm gonna be real. This one was kind of hard to summarize because there was just so much stuff to remember and there were so many plot lines. So if this video sounds like I skipped a lot and rushed it, it's probably because I misremembered that scene and I probably did skipping it because it wasn't too vital. So just bear with me. Alright. This movie starts out with a man running from what looks like a hellish black German shepherd. He even starts shooting at it, which is, crazy because bullets don't seem to do jack. We then cut to some white boys playing around in the hood looking for some primo crack. After they prayed for it, they're forced to retrieve it behind a loose brick in a wall of a haunted house. As they do this, their car gets jacked, alerting some nearby policemen. Afraid of being caught with this big bag of Walter White pure blue glass, they run into this haunted house and they're promptly killed as soon as they leave the inside of the building. Then it cuts again to some people buying the building that the previous guys were killed in. We even get to see a fresh piece of broken jaw, which for some reason they assume is a piece of dog bone, which is stupid because it's not even long enough to be a dog's jawbone. And then there's another guy who thinks it's a cat. I'm like, that is not a cat. You're dumb. But, alright, I'm just gonna start listing things that we see, find, and hear. Alright? Let's go. First, we see the jawbone. Like I said, that they think it's a dog, which is stupid. Second, we see the devil dog with the glowing red eyes again. They actually find it locked in a closet, and they feed it a hamburger, in which they don't actually see, but it's actually, like, every time this dog eats a piece of the Jimmy Bones, he's the guy who's played by Snoop Dogg, regenerates and grows back. Third, they leave the building and are told by literally everybody on the block that the dog they're with is literally evil incarnate, along with the house being a doorway to straight up hell. You can't tell me that these people just weren't noticing how crazy this was. You have to be the most oblivious fool in the grace of God's light to stay this sheltered from any signs of something not going right. Like, it's so stupid and it just makes me angry. Alright. Anyway, we meet Snoop Dogg imitating a pimp named Slipback, and we end up getting a jump cut back to 1979. This really is meant to show us that Jimmy Bones was a charitable man, and that did everything he could to benefit the people that worked for him and in his community. The last part of this segment ends when he goes to the house that these stupid people bought in the present. I forgot to mention that the people in the future planned on turning this house into a club so everybody can get trashed and listen to some really bad horror rap that they make. But we end up cutting back to the present where our troubled characters decide to look into the basement, only to discover the decayed bones of Jimmy Bones wrapped in a bloody green dress. Say that 10 times fast, I bet you won't. We cut back to the present where our troubled characters, I already read that, my bad guys, this script is kinda bad for me. Skipping forward again, we discover that each person in the house are being haunted by Jimmy Bones, including two of the people in the house that try to get it on. Wink wink. We see the girl in the bed of blood having this, or at least it's a dream of her being surrounded and covered in blood. And she kinda only wakes up because her mom is screaming in her dream, but her mom actually is screaming in real life, or in their version of real life. And it also cuts to a phone call that also wakes her up, if you know what I'm talking about. But after she answered this phone call that also woke her up as like an alarm, her mom tells her to never go back to the house or else it'll actually be her grave. So now we get another cut back to 1979 where we see a corrupt cop and a smack dealer, rhymes with, you know what rhymes with smack. But I'm saying that because YouTube doesn't like the D word. Alright, so these two force Jimmy Bones to smoke some crack, shoot him, and convince his closest associates and his lover to stab him so they all go down together instead of them having to shoot anybody that tries to defend Jimmy Bones. Jimmy Bones' lover's name is Pearl. She's also the mother of one of the people in the house that try to smash one of the other people who bought it. I think this is an important detail because the daughter that is born is Cynthia, or at least, hold on, I'm just gonna say this because it was kind of so confusing the way they like worded this. Cynthia is Tia's daughter, or not Tia. Tia's a different character. Cynthia is Pearl's daughter, and Pearl was Jimmy's lover, and that's the best way I'm just gonna say it, so you don't get confused. Keep that in mind. Alright. So, since Cynthia is that, I also forgot to mention, or at least if you cut on, she's dating one of the guys that bought the house her father was killed in, so that just kind of makes me even more mad. But just to condense this video even more, and to make you guys confused and forced to watch this movie, I'll just skip to the end. There's like 40 minutes between this gap, so you know, suck it. It's my video. I have stuff to do. I've got later plans going on this week that aren't actually not YouTube related. So just keep in mind that most of the videos coming up this week are not going to be the best quality. That's why I did that good edited. Oh my gosh. Good editing with Rec. Go watch that one too. I'm off on another tangent. I apologize. So to the end, Jimmy Bones is reunited with his lover Pearl in the City of the Dead. But instead of being alone with them, he's also reunited with his daughter. Cynthia's lover is able to save her from being stuck in this realm of suffering, and the way she does this is by, having her mom burn herself alive in the dress that she wore when she killed Jimmy Bones. But when she does this, she says, "I love you, Jimmy," and then she straight up grabs a candle, holds it up to her body, instantly combusts into flames. And this ended up giving her, her daughter, and her lover enough time to escape the crumbling house. We think they're safe, but Cynthia ends up getting grabbed back into the house by an unseen force for like 5 seconds, and then she's ended up pushed back out, and we think it's okay, but her boyfriend or whatever tells her, or like from a picture tells him, "Dog eat dog, boy," and cutting to the end card with Cynthia projectile vomiting maggots into the camera. This was a stupidly fun movie that I thought was interesting to watch for the first time, but just like hepatitis, you kinda get used to the weirdness. That's the end of my review, and my quote-unquote opinion. I would say more, but I have to do some non-YouTube related work, like I previously said. So I hope you understand, and as always, I hope you enjoyed. Bye.